People don't hate you because you're loud. They don't envy you because you're popular. They hate you because you are comfortable being alone. Understand this clearly. Most people are terrified of silence. When the noise stops, they are forced to face themselves. Their fears, their insecurities, their unfinished thoughts. But you don't run from silence. You sit in it. You breathe in it, you grow in it, and that's where the envy begins, because the person who can stand alone does not beg for attention, does not chase validation, does not fear rejection. You don't need constant company to feel whole. You don't need approval to feel valuable. You don't need noise to feel alive, and that independence that makes people uncomfortable. See, when you are alone by choice, you are telling the world something dangerous. I know who I am. And people hate what they don't understand. They call you arrogant. They call you distant. They say you've changed. No, you didn't change. You outgrew the need to explain yourself. Your solitude is not weakness. It is discipline. While others escape themselves through crowds, you meet yourself in silence. While others distract their minds, you train yours. And here is the truth they won't admit. The strongest minds are built in isolation. Leaders are not formed in constant noise. Thinkers are not born in endless chatter. Warriors are not made in comfort. They are built alone. That's why people envy your ability to walk alone. Because deep down they wish they had your courage. So don't apologize for your solitude. Don't shrink to make others comfortable. Don't trade your peace for popularity. Stand alone if you must. Grow alone if you must. Because when the time comes, you won't just survive alone. You will lead. And that is what they fear the most. Most people are not afraid of being alone. They are afraid of what they will hear when the world becomes silent. Silence removes distractions. It removes masks. It forces a person to confront their true self. That is why people surround themselves with constant noise, social media, conversations, entertainment, and endless movement. Noise becomes a shelter. Silence becomes a threat. When people see you comfortable in silence, something inside them feels exposed. They realize that you are not running from yourself. You are not afraid of your thoughts. You are not dependent on external validation to feel alive. And that realization creates discomfort, not admiration. Envy is born when someone sees a strength in you that exposes their weakness. Your ability to sit alone and remain calm becomes a mirror. It reflects their inner chaos back at them. They don't hate your silence, they hate what your silence reveals about them. You have mastered something they haven't even dared to face. Society often labels solitude as loneliness, but the two are not the same. Loneliness is being alone and feeling empty. Solitude is being alone and feeling complete. When you choose to be alone, you are making a powerful statement. I am enough. This choice requires strength. It requires emotional maturity. It requires confidence that does not rely on constant reassurance. Weak minds need crowds. Strong minds can stand alone. People misunderstand this because they equate value with visibility. They believe if you are not constantly seen, heard, or involved, you must be lacking something. But the truth is the opposite. You step back because you are building. You stay silent because you are sharpening. You withdraw because you are evolving, and people envy that quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't announce itself, doesn't beg to be noticed, and doesn't crumble when ignored. The most uncomfortable thing for insecure people is witnessing someone who does not need them. Your ability to be alone signals emotional independence. You are not controlled by approval, relationships, or social pressure. You can walk away without collapsing. You can stand without leaning. This terrifies people who rely on external validation to survive. They need reactions. They need reassurance. They need attention to feel real. When they see you living without those needs, they feel irrelevant. And nothing triggers envy faster than feeling unnecessary. That is why people sometimes criticize your distance. They call you cold, arrogant, or disconnected. In reality, they are reacting to the loss of control they once had or hoped to have over you. Your independence reminds them of their emotional dependence, and instead of learning from you, they resent you. Every powerful individual in history understood one truth: mastery is built in isolation. When you are alone, there are no performances, no roles, no distractions. There is only discipline, honesty, and growth. Solitude gives you the space to think deeply, to analyze your behavior, to confront your flaws, and to refine your character. It is where self-awareness is sharpened and purpose is clarified. People who avoid solitude remain shallow. They never sit long enough with their thoughts to understand who they truly are. That is why they live reactively, emotionally, and inconsistently. But you use isolation as a workshop. You train your mind. You strengthen your emotional control. You develop clarity others will never touch, and that depth makes people uneasy. Because depth requires effort, and most people prefer comfort over growth. There is nothing more provocative than calm confidence. When you are peaceful alone, unbothered by absence, unshaken by silence, you challenge the emotional instability of others without saying a word. Your calm becomes a silent accusation. They wonder, why am I restless while they are still? Why do I need noise while they find peace in quiet? Why do I feel empty surrounded by people while they feel whole alone? These questions hurt, and instead of answering them honestly, people project their frustration onto you. They judge your lifestyle, they mock your silence, they misinterpret your peace as pride, but the truth remains, peace is power. And power always attracts envy from those who don't possess it. Leadership does not begin in crowds, it begins in isolation. People who can be alone are not easily manipulated. They think independently, they decide deliberately. They act from clarity, not pressure. Because you are comfortable alone, you are not afraid to stand against the crowd. You do not follow blindly. You do not bend just to belong. That makes you dangerous in the best sense. History remembers individuals who were misunderstood before they were respected. They were called distant, strange, or detached, until the world needed their vision, discipline, and strength. Your ability to stand alone today is preparing you to stand ahead tomorrow, so let them envy, let them misunderstand. Let them talk, because while they are busy escaping themselves, you are becoming someone they will one day follow. Do not fear solitude, do not explain your silence. Do not dilute your strength to make others comfortable. If they hate your ability to be alone, it is only because you have mastered something they are still afraid to face. And remember this, the world is changed by those who can stand alone before they ever stand above.